The question that I want each one of you to ask and think about for a moment, are you really losing hundreds of millions in loans and deposits, or is this like hyperbole? We're actually seeing this unfold every day. And here's why. This is where exponential perspective comes into play, because what is exponential perspective? Context plus framing exponentially multiplied by reframing. So I want to take your mind through 3 different areas of the buying journey. And we'll call this TLC. Because we all need a little bit of tender, loving care, yes. It's part of being human. But as a marketer, what do we need? 3 things: traffic, leads, and conversions. So, Latin, omni trium perfectum, means all good things come in 3s. And when we look at this funnel of opportunity, we might think initially that if we want to get more conversions, we need to do what? Drive more traffic. But I want to take a different approach to this, to where we're going to look at how we can level up conversions, how we can then generate leads, and then how we can increase traffic. Because what good is increasing traffic if we're not getting all the conversions that we can, if we're missing lead opportunities? So let's solve those 2 problems here first. Let's look at how we can level up conversions. Do a little math problem with you here. Let's say you get 1,000 people visiting a landing page, a product page, to open up a new account. And that there's a 10% click-through rate for people to apply to that new account. What's the problem, though? Between 65 to 85% of people that start the application process do what? They abandon. If we were in e-commerce, this is a leaky shopping cart. And it's not even if we were in e-commerce. In the age of AI, as financial brand marketers, we are in e-commerce. We just don't sell a shoe like Zappos. We sell what? What do we sell? Services. Who says we sell services? Raise your hand. In agreement? Or what else do we sell? Products. Experience? Let me give you an exponential perspective here. And these are all great answers. We sell the future. People do not get a loan. What do they get? They get a home. They get a car. They get the freedom to start a business. We sell the future to people. And hopefully it is a bigger, better, and brighter future beyond the present moment where people feel what? A lot like how we feel about AI and automation and data. When it comes to money, people feel confused, frustrated, overwhelmed, stressed. Financial health is taking a toll on people's health and their well-being and their relationships. We have the potential to not just sell products and services, but to sell a bigger, better, and brighter future. Now, if 70% of people are abandoning the applications, and the customer lifetime value for a new retail account is around $2,500, it means we're losing about $2 million annually in customer lifetime value because of an abandoned application. And that's just on a single product line. So, I want to teach you something. I call it the Digital Growth Abandoned Application Automation System. And this has saved hundreds of millions of dollars since I developed this back in 2016. It's market tested, it works. And it goes like this. Before you send someone off to a third-party application, capture their name, number, and their email address on your website. What does that do? Lead gen. And it can help improve your conversion tracking, because when we go off site to third parties, we know how complicated that can be. We also know how complicated it can be to work with a third party to identify the gaps in their processes and systems. So what is the only thing that we can control in the world is how we react or we respond to a challenge. The obstacle becomes the way. So before we send someone off to a third-party site, we use marketing automation to capture a name, a number, an email address, and then what? Then we send them off to the third-party site, and there's some debate on, well, do they have to re-enter their name and number? To be honest, when we've looked at studies here, it does not negatively impact conversions, particularly if you put name and number at the end of that process again. Because the opportunity to just send one follow-up email after someone starts and abandons an application can increase the conversion rate on a full application by 15 to 20%. It's a lot of dollars. It's a lot of deposits. It's a lot of loans. And we've been studying this now for the last 6 years. The other thing, and that's automation, right? You're not having to do any more work. Now, you can bring in some humanity. You can bring in a digital sales team to follow up and make some phone calls. But the problem is, from what our testing has been, no one calls. So, let's look at the industry here. Mosaic. They do lending, financing for contractors. We secret shopped this website here, and we started to apply for lending through them. And then we abandoned the process. Just like the other example, they followed up with a call to action to continue, to move forward. And with this alone, from our studies, you'd get about a 15 to 20% increase in conversion rate on the full app from these abandoned application emails.